Let's walk on the wise path.
Seneca, a prominent Roman philosopher and statesman, left behind a wealth of wisdom in his writings. Here are some of his most powerful quotes, along with an explanation of their meaning and relevance today. 1. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Time is perhaps the most valuable resource we have. It is finite, fleeting, and precious. Every second that passes is a second that we can never get back. Seneca the Younger understood this better than most. He recognized that time was a limited commodity and that we should use it wisely. Rather than focusing on how much time we have left, we should focus on making the most of the time we do have. But how do we do that? How do we make the most of our time? How do we ensure that we are using this precious resource in the most effective and fulfilling way possible? Seneca had some ideas. First and foremost, we need to treat time as a valuable resource. This means recognizing that every moment counts and that we should use our time intentionally and purposefully. We should prioritize the things that matter most to us and make time for those things on a regular basis. Secondly, we need to avoid spending all of our time preparing for the future. While it is important to have long-term goals and plans, we should not let those plans consume all of our time and energy. We need to live in the present and make the most of the time we have right now. Living life on our own terms is another key element in making the most of our time. This means being intentional about the choices we make and the way we spend our time. It means not letting others dictate our priorities or our schedule, but rather taking control of our own lives and making the most of the time we have. Practicing imagining worst-case scenarios is also a valuable tool in managing our time. By imagining the worst, we can prepare for it and be better equipped to handle it if it does happen. This can help us to avoid wasting time worrying about things that may never happen and instead focus on the things that matter most. Making long-term goals feel more immediate is another way to ensure that we are making the most of our time. By breaking down our goals into smaller, more manageable steps, we can make progress on them every day. This can help us to stay motivated and focused and to make the most of our time. Using our free time wisely is also important. Rather than mindlessly scrolling through social media or watching TV, we should use our free time to engage in activities that are meaningful and fulfilling. This can include spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies and interests, or volunteering in our community. Reflecting on our past experiences is also a valuable tool in managing our time. By looking back on our successes and failures, we can learn from them and make better decisions in the future. This can help us to avoid wasting time on unimportant matters and to focus on the things that truly matter. Creating new memories by investing our time in worthwhile activities is also important. By seeking out new experiences and trying new things, we can broaden our horizons and live more fulfilling lives. This can help us to make the most of our time and to create a life that is full of meaning and purpose. Spending time learning and exploring different philosophies can also be valuable in managing our time. By expanding our knowledge and understanding of the world around us, we can gain new insights and perspectives that can help us to make better decisions and live more fulfilling lives. 2. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca's quote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity," reminds us that success is not just a matter of chance, but the result of being prepared and ready to seize opportunities when they arise. This means being proactive and taking the initiative to create opportunities for ourselves rather than waiting for them to come to us. Preparation is key to success in any area of life, whether it be in our personal or professional lives. We need to be constantly learning and growing, and seeking out opportunities to develop our skills and knowledge. This can include taking courses, attending workshops or conferences, or simply reading books and articles on topics that interest us. But preparation is only half of the equation. We also need to be ready to seize opportunities when they arise. This means being open to new experiences and being willing to take risks when the potential payoff is high. It means being confident in our abilities and trusting that we have what it takes to succeed. When we are prepared and ready to seize opportunities, we create our own luck. We become the masters of our own destiny, and we are able to achieve great things. This is the lesson that Seneca teaches us through his quote on luck, and it is a lesson that we would do well to remember in our own life. So let us be proactive and prepared, and let us be ready to seize the opportunities that come our way. Let us create our own luck, and let us achieve the success and fulfillment that we deserve. 3. Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool. Seneca's quote, "Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool," is a powerful reminder that money is not the key to happiness. While wealth can certainly make life easier in many ways, it is not a guarantee of happiness or fulfillment. In fact, many people who have accumulated great wealth have found themselves feeling empty and unfulfilled. This is because money alone cannot bring us the sense of purpose, meaning, and connection that we need to truly thrive. So how should we approach wealth? According to Seneca, we should view it as a tool to be used wisely. Rather than letting our wealth control us, we should take control of our wealth and use it in ways that align with our values and priorities. This means being intentional about how we use our resources. We should prioritize the things that truly matter to us and use our wealth to support those things. This might mean investing in our education, pursuing our passions, or supporting causes that we care about. It also means being careful not to let our wealth become a source of stress or anxiety. We should avoid living beyond our means and prioritize financial stability and security. By being mindful of our spending and saving habits, we can ensure that our wealth is working for us rather than the other way around. Ultimately, the key to using wealth wisely is to focus on what truly matters. By prioritizing our values and investing our resources in ways that align with those values, we can live more fulfilling and meaningful lives. And while money may not be the key to happiness, it can certainly help us to achieve our goals and live the life we truly want. So let us approach wealth with mindfulness and intentionality. Let us use our resources wisely, and let us prioritize the things that truly matter. By doing so, we can create a life that is full of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. Seneca's quote about wealth is a powerful reminder that money is not the key to happiness. By viewing wealth as a tool to be used wisely, we can ensure that our resources are working for us rather than the other way around. Let us use our wealth to support our values and priorities, and let us create a life that is full of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. 4. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Seneca the Younger believed that learning was a lifelong pursuit and that we should always be striving to improve ourselves. His philosophy was grounded in the idea that we should never stop growing and learning, no matter how old we are or how much we have achieved. For Seneca, the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom was not just a means to an end, but an end in itself. He believed that the process of learning and growing was what gave life its richness and meaning. By constantly seeking out new experiences and ideas, we could broaden our horizons and live more fulfilling lives. But what does it mean to be a lifelong learner? How can we cultivate a mindset of constant growth and improvement? First and foremost, we need to be curious. Curiosity is what drives us to seek out new experiences and ideas and to ask questions about the world around us. It is what motivates us to learn and grow and to push beyond our comfort zones. Secondly, we need to be open-minded. Being open-minded means being willing to consider new ideas and perspectives, even if they challenge our existing beliefs. It means being receptive to feedback and constructive criticism and using it as an opportunity for growth and improvement. We also need to be proactive in our learning. This means seeking out new experiences and challenges and actively looking for opportunities to learn and grow. It means taking courses, attending workshops and conferences, or simply reading books and articles on topics that interest us. Another key element of lifelong learning is reflection. By reflecting on our experiences and learning from our mistakes, we can gain new insights and improve our future performance. This means being honest with ourselves about our strengths and weaknesses and using that information to guide our future learning and growth. Ultimately, the key to being a lifelong learner is to embrace the process of learning and growth. We need to recognize that there is always more to learn and that our learning journey is never really over. By cultivating a mindset of curiosity, open-mindedness, proactivity, and reflection, we can continue to grow and improve throughout our life. As Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Let us make the most of our time by embracing the process of lifelong learning and living our lives to the fullest. 5. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Seneca's quote, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall," reminds us that failure is not something to be feared, but rather a natural part of the learning process. In fact, it is often through our failures that we grow and learn the most. When we fall down, whether it be in our personal or professional lives, it can be tempting to give up and throw in the towel. We may feel discouraged, frustrated, or ashamed of our failures. But it is important to remember that failure is not the end of the road. It is simply an opportunity for growth and learning. When we embrace our failures and learn from them, we can achieve greatness. We can develop new skills, gain new insights, and become more resilient and adaptable. We can also become more compassionate and understanding towards others who are struggling and offer them support and encouragement. So how do we rise every time we fall? How do we turn our failures into opportunities for growth and learning? First and foremost, we need to adopt a growth mindset. This means viewing our failures not as a reflection of our worth or abilities, but rather as a natural part of the learning process. It means recognizing that we can always improve and that our failures are simply opportunities for growth and development. Secondly, we need to be proactive in our learning. This means reflecting on our failures and figuring out what we can do differently next time. It means seeking out feedback and constructive criticism and using it to improve our future performance. It means being willing to try new things and take risks, even if we may fail. We also need to be compassionate towards ourselves when we do fail. It can be easy to be hard on ourselves and beat ourselves up for our mistakes, but this only makes it harder to learn and grow. Instead, we need to be kind and understanding towards ourselves and give ourselves the space and time we need to reflect, learn, and move forward. Ultimately, the key to rising every time we fall is to view failure not as a setback, but as an opportunity. We need to embrace our failures and learn from them and use them as motivation to become better and stronger. By adopting a growth mindset, being proactive in our learning, and being compassionate towards ourselves, we can rise every time we fall and achieve greatness in our life. Seneca's quote is a powerful reminder that failure is not something to be feared, but rather a natural part of the learning process. By embracing our failures and learning from them, we can become more resilient, adaptable, and compassionate towards ourselves and others. So let us rise every time we fall and use our failures as opportunities for growth and learning. 6. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca believed that difficulties and challenges are not to be feared, but rather embraced as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When we are faced with difficult situations, it can be tempting to give up or feel defeated. However, according to Seneca, it is precisely in these moments that we have the opportunity to become stronger and more resilient. One of the key ways in which challenges can help us to grow is by pushing us outside of our comfort zones. When we are faced with something that is new or difficult, we are forced to stretch ourselves and try new things. This can help us to develop new skills and abilities and to become more adaptable and flexible in the face of change. Challenges can also help us to develop greater resilience and perseverance. When we are faced with obstacles or setbacks, it can be easy to feel discouraged or demotivated. However, by persevering through these challenges, we can develop a sense of grit and determination that can serve us well in all areas of our life. Moreover, challenges can also help us to develop greater self-awareness and self-knowledge. When we are faced with difficult situations, we are forced to confront our own limitations and weaknesses. This can be uncomfortable or unpleasant, but it can also be incredibly enlightening. By understanding our own strengths and weaknesses, we can make better decisions and take more intentional actions in the future. Ultimately, the key to embracing challenges and difficulties is to view them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Rather than shying away from these experiences, we should lean into them and approach them with a sense of curiosity and openness. By doing so, we can become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of facing whatever challenges come our way. So if you are faced with a difficult situation or challenge, remember Seneca's words of wisdom. Embrace the challenge and use it as an opportunity to grow and become the best version of yourself. With perseverance, determination, and a willingness to learn, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve great things in your life. 7. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. Seneca's quote reminds us of the importance of being present in the moment. It is easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life and forget to be fully engaged in our experiences. We may find ourselves distracted by our phones, our to-do lists, or our worries about the future. But when we are constantly distracted and scattered, we cannot be fully present in the moment. We miss out on the richness and depth of our experiences, and we may feel unfulfilled and disconnected. So how can we be more present in the moment? How can we ensure that we are fully engaged in our experiences and living our lives to the fullest? First and foremost, we need to be mindful of our surroundings. This means paying attention to the sights, sounds, smells, and textures of our environment. It means being fully present in the moment and letting go of our worries and distractions. We also need to be intentional about our time. This means prioritizing the things that matter most to us and making time for those things on a regular basis. It means being mindful of how we are spending our time and making sure that we are using it in ways that align with our values and priority. Another key element of being present in the moment is to cultivate a sense of gratitude. When we are grateful for the things we have, we are more likely to be fully engaged in our experiences. We can appreciate the beauty and wonder of the world around us and find joy in the simple pleasures of life. Being present in the moment also means being fully engaged in our relationships. This means being attentive to the needs and feelings of those around us and building strong connections with the people we care about. It means being open to new experiences and opportunities and embracing the richness and depth of our relationships. Ultimately, the key to being present in the moment is to let go of our distractions and worries and focus on the here and now. We need to be intentional about our time, cultivate a sense of gratitude, and build strong connections with the people around us. By doing so, we can live more fulfilling lives and find joy and meaning in the present moment. So let us be present in the moment, and let us live our lives to the fullest. Let us appreciate the beauty and wonder of the world around us, and build strong connections with the people we care about. Let us be intentional about our time, and make the most of every moment we have. Seneca's quote about the limited nature of our time is a powerful reminder that we should make the most of the time we do have. By treating time as a valuable resource, living life on our own terms, and practicing mindfulness and intentionality in all that we do, we can make the most of every moment and live more fulfilling lives. So let us embrace the richness of life and make the most of the time we have. Seneca's teachings are as relevant today as they were over 2,000 years ago. By embracing his wisdom and applying it to our lives, we can live more fulfilling and meaningful lives